That was certainly not how the Kings wanted to end their regular season, but thankfully it's not the end of their season completely. Starting on either Wednesday or Thursday, they will be playing the Las Vegas Golden Knights. That is just not a question I needed answered, but it's happening. So, unsurprisingly, we did not get home ice tonight. It was possible, but both the Ducks and the Sharks would have had to lose, and we would have had to win. Only one of those things happened, and it was not us winning. It was bad. It was bad, guys. Jamie Benn got a hat trick within 5 minutes and 17 seconds of play. That's in the first period. So, just bad. Just really bad. I mean, when Quick is off, he is off. It was painful to watch. Within, I think it was the first 6.5 minutes, they scored their first, not Jamie Benn. And then 2-ish minutes later, Jamie Benn scored his first of 3. So by about, 15-ish, 12-ish minutes into the first period, the Kings were down 4-0 against Dallas, who has been on a slip. I mean, they were up there for a little bit as to competing for the wild card spot that the Kings were hoping to take. And then it's bad. I guess it's fitting that the Kings gave up the first goal, given that, that's what they've done like 60% of the season. So the first one I was fine with. It was the hat trick in 5 minutes after that had me concerned, considering that they had only shot 8 times on net and got in 4. By about halfway through the third period, we were out shooting them 30-15, and it was 4-2. Opposite direction that you'd want, though. If you're shooting the 30, you'd want the 4. No, that's just not how the Kings rolled tonight. In fact, they were lucky to get 2. The first period was a tragedy. We shall never speak of it again. Second period was, better. Alec Martinez almost got a hat trick. He got his first one 4-ish minutes into the period, and you're like, okay, well, clearly whatever was said in the locker room helped. Something had to. I was shocked when Jonathan Quick was in net for the second period. I thought for sure, given that playoffs are starting in 3 or 4 days, an atrocious, by all standards, first period, I really thought they were going to put in Campbell for periods 2 and 3, but I guess we ride Quick till we die. It works for us most of the time. It really does. Just tonight, first period, not his night. So anyway, Martinez gets his first. Then we get one power play, which was almost just as bad as the ones that we had last game, and we don't want to talk about that either. As the second one wound down, it was not technically a power play goal, but it was kind of on the end of that power play. Martinez gets his second. And things are starting to look up. Except that as the second period continues, things are not really progressing quite the way you'd want them to. And going into the third period, there's just not enough momentum. Did the Kings want to play Vegas? Was this their plan? They realized they could choose their first round matchup and thought, well, let's let the Ducks and the Sharks kind of kill each other round 1? I don't know. It's not the way we wanted to end our season. Because the third, we couldn't get anything going either. And this is, the best third period differential in the league. We had a couple of penalty kills, which kept us at the top of the league in the entire NHL for the season in penalty kills. Go us, what? So that's a nice statistic to end on. Jonathan Quick won the Jennings Trophy. Also a nice statistic to end on, especially considering the last time he won that particular piece of hardware was in 2014. And I vaguely recall he won a couple of other hardware pieces that year too, so things went well. So yeah, it was a disappointing note to end on, but Vegas lost, last time I checked, was like 7-1 against the Flames, who are also not in the playoffs. So they didn't end their season on a high note either. So neither team is really going in with any kind of momentum. Jim Fox seems to think that we can do quite well against Vegas. I would like to think so as well. It's just, like I said, not a question I really wanted answered. So I'm going to have something up later against our potential matchup against Vegas. But for now, that game sucked. Let's focus on the fact that Jennings Trophy secured. The players voted this year for their MVP on the team, and it was a tie. And everything about this makes me happy. Because it was Trevor Lewis, again, like 6 years in a row, unsung hero of the team. And he is, and I love that, and I love him. The other player they voted in was Dustin Brown. And you know how I feel about Dustin Brown. And so the fact that his teammates are also acknowledging his contributions on and off the ice just thrills me. I'm so happy for him. I think the organization perhaps has not been as kind to him, and he has weathered quite a few storms through that and has come out with a phenomenal season. And he's been recognized by so many of the fans, and so to be recognized by his teammates as well just makes me really happy. So that's probably more what we want to end the season on, and I will be back for playoffs, round 1.
So let's get ready for the playoffs.